Hello and welcome to Simone Catherine Mystic. I am Simone Catherine, and today we're going to be doing your year ahead based on your zodiac sign. I'm going to pull one card for each sign, and you can use your rising, your sun sign, your moon sign, or any placements in your zodiac chart that you're aware of to get messages for different parts of your life. And if you need help with that, just put that in the comments section below. I'd be happy to help guide you on how to figure out which signs rule which parts of your life. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the first zodiac sign, which doesn't actually start in January. It is Aries. So all my Aries people, where you at? This is your guiding card for 2026. All right, Aries, I was pulling your card and three of them jumped out at me. First, you got the Poet. Very beautiful card, talking about the importance of sharing your experiences in your inner world with those around you. The Cave. This indicates that this is going to be a year in which you are hibernating, in a sense, when you're growing your strength. And remember, this is sort of an overall feeling. And the third one you got was the Mask. This is one of my favorite cards from this deck, which if you're interested in finding out more about, it's called The Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Kranz. Hands down the best Oracle deck that I have ever bought, and I have a fair amount. Hands down the best deck I've ever bought. The Mask talks to us about opening ourselves up to the possibility of being other people. And like when you put on a costume around Halloween and you get to try out what it feels like to be Batwoman for a day, or or one of the Paw Patrol pups. I don't know. Whatever you wanted to dress for as Halloween, right? It shows this part of yourself that you don't want to show to other people. So it's contrary to the belief that putting on a mask is a bad thing, this card. It's not saying that. It's saying that it actually allows for you to explore parts of yourself that you would normally keep hidden for fear of what other people might think of you. So Aries, this is your reminder to get back to that sense of what do you truly want. Going deeply inside your own heart and your own space, this hibernation type of thing. It's not a bad thing either. I know Aries are more focused on action, but it is also creating a beautiful space around you, padding out your little cave, your little habitat, if you will, and making sure that it's a space in which you feel comfortable. And deeply finding that deep expression of who you truly are, using those words to share what's going on in the inner world with the outer world. Aries, that is your reading for 2026. If you'd like me to do a full in-depth reading for your zodiac sign, please put it in the comments. Just comment your zodiac sign, and I will do a full reading for any zodiac sign that comments below. So I can do a full in-depth 2026 reading for Aries. If anybody with the Aries sign comments below and lets me know that they're interested in that, I'll do it. Overall, this energy can be applied to the different areas of your life. If you are an Aries rising or an Aries sun, this may be sort of your overall feeling for the year. And that doesn't mean that you won't have moments of like enjoyment and having fun. It's a whole year, so a lot can happen in a year. But the overall theme is this theme of going inward, finding what's there and showing it to the world. And if you do that through play, awesome. That's even better. And that is what your reading is for today, Aries. All right, so moving on to Taurus, one of my favorite zodiac signs. And I don't say that about all the signs. Okay, maybe I do, but I really love Tauruses. And since for some reason Aries got 3 cards, I'm just going to pull 3 cards for everyone and go over them quickly as I would a 1-card reading, more in depth. The card that you got today was the Siren card. Ooh. Just a little snippet from the guidebook because I want you guys to truly appreciate how amazing this deck is. And this is not a sponsored video / article. This is like just truly how I feel. after 6 years as a tarot/oracle reader. Hands down, the best deck I've ever purchased. The siren calls and the world spins. What we thought we wanted pales in comparison to the sweet allure of her song. We find ourselves lost in a spell of desire and longing, perhaps even lust. Oh, go on, Taurus. Whether the thing calling to us is ultimately good or bad is somewhat irrelevant. It's the journey that matters. And the work of this siren is to take us on a deep psychic descent. Following her song, we go down, 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 to a place where lessons are learned and courage must be rallied to find our way back to dry land. Try as we might, resisting the call may not even be an option, unless, like Odysseus, we bind ourselves to the mast of our ship. It's likely, though, that falling for her call is the only way we will come to live more fully on the surface. Ooh, very good. I think your other two cards, the flame and the mirror, this is very much a season of going deep within yourself to find what's still hidden in there. So depending on where this is in your chart, let's say that you have like Venus in Taurus, and you are really wanting to attract the love of your life or like your soulmate. So for you, it would be going into that space of desire, focusing in on what are my true desires in this lifetime and how do I access those? And then holding up a little mirror to those shadow parts, because remember, the siren talks to us about going deep within to find the answers and coming back to the surface, a new person. And that's what Taurus, wherever that happens to sit in your chart, that's what this energy is about for you. It's about looking at the things that you desire. Who do you truly want to be? Your life purpose, your life path, your dharma, your ikigai, as I often use it. And this is the space in which you feel alive, in which you feel that you are giving to the world and receiving to the world, that you are being yourself and not somebody else. And I think that it's all about finding. The mirror reminds me of thoughts and of thinking and of the negative belief cycles that we can have on any given day, week, month, year that prevent us from truly living through this life purpose and this true flame that we carry within us. We want this flame. It's so small, yet we want it to survive because it brings us the possibility of really living out what our soul has come here to live out. Okay, Taurus, that was pretty amazing. I mean, I don't know what else to say except for go on with your bad self. And let's go ahead and move on to Gemini. Ding, ding. You guys are my favorite zodiac sign. I'm just kidding. I say that for all the zodiac signs. Or do I? I don't know. You'd have to listen to this whole thing to find out. And quick note to the Tauruses, I just want to mention that you can also request a full 2026 reading in the comments section below. That's free. I just want to know who would be interested in it before I start doing all of that work. And so if you want your zodiac sign to be fully detailed, in-depth, analyzed by this wonderful Virgo, then go ahead and put your name and your zodiac sign in the comments section. And from there, I will know who would be interested in seeing that type of reading, and I will go ahead and do it for whatever zodiac signs I find in the comments section. Moving on to you guys, Gemini. I actually have 2 Gemini children, so this one is personally very interesting to me. Oh, Lord. Okay, wow. Gemini, come through, eh? You've got the Lover card. So for some of you, this could indicate a new beginning with somebody that you truly love. This could be a relationship. This could be a newfound sense of peace and harmony with another person or another aspect of your life. So it could be surrounding your relationship to anything. Could be money, could be desire, could be a person, a romantic person, could be a family person, could be your own business. The Lover card is about harmony and unity between two separate entities. And so for you, that's one of your major themes this year, Gemini. You've also got the Orphan card in here, reminding me that you perhaps feel a little lost or have felt a little lost, but that the universe is waiting to adopt you, so to speak. You are not alone. And this year is about finding all of that Gemini strength in creating friendships and enjoyment and getting back to a sense of community. The loneliness does not have to control your life, and the loneliness does not have to feed into other areas of your life, which is very interesting because we've also got the Heart card today, Gemini. A lot here on the heart chakra for you this coming year, Gemini. And this is a card that talks about the very space in which we love and are loved. It talks about honesty, integrity, authenticity. It talks about doing and receiving, giving and having. It talks about the journey into the depths of vulnerability. And Gemini, is vulnerability always very easy for you? Maybe not. Maybe it takes just the right person at just the right time to reach your heart. And maybe that person can be you. Overall, Gemini, don't feed into the loneliness. You have an incredible ability to make friends, but you also have an incredible ability to make lasting and powerful relationships. Even if you haven't in the past, and even if you felt like you haven't in the past, you are capable, and you are definitely going to experience this as we move into 2026, dear Gemini. So remember, that can be any placement in your chart. Could be your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, in each of those different spaces in your chart. Color that reading a little bit. So if you have any questions, go ahead and pop those into the comment section below. And don't forget to put your zodiac sign in the comment section below. And I will go ahead and make the full, in-depth 2026 reading for your zodiac sign. Please only request one zodiac sign per person. Cancer. Cancer, you are up next. Wow. You actually got 4 cards, so lucky you. Cancer. This is an interesting reading for you because we've got in the Judge. We've got in the Destroyer. All right, we've got in the Bridge, but it came in its reverse position. Very interesting indeed. And we've also got a Gape. So let's go ahead and take a look, dear Cancer, at what this year has in store for you, 2026. Here's what the guidebook has to say about your very first card today, Cancer, and it is the following. Very, 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 very on point for Cancer. And I know that because my husband is Cancer sun. The Judge has an incredibly important job. They work every waking hour of every day, helping us discern what is safe, true, and just. When this archetype remains unconscious or is captivated by fear, wise discernment turns into painful judgment of the self and other. This is so true for Cancer. Think about the crab that is the mascot for Cancer and the shell that it carries on its outer space that protects the inner soft, fluffy stuff. That's what Cancer is all about. Discernment, judgment. They tend to be picky eaters. They tend to not want to try new things. And it's the fear that's holding them back in some situations, and it's good discernment in others. So as a Cancer sun, if that's your placement, or wherever this happens to be in your chart, it's important to discern. Is this something that I'm just afraid of, but could actually be good for me? And if that's the case, I should give it a try. And if it's something that I just know is not for me because I've tried it, or because I just really know it's not for me, I've heard other people have tried it, it's just, I know it in my heart it's not for me, then don't try it. You don't have to. But it is important to think through that, Cancer. And 2026 is this year of opening up your perspectives a little bit. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but this is my job. The bridge has also come in its reverse position. And the bridge, and for me in this case, is talking about creating the space, bridging the gap, and how there is a separation between you and that which you desire, you and living out your life to the fullest. The destroyer is coming in, and don't let it trick you or fool you into thinking that it's something bad or scary. All things come to an end, dear Cancer, and your comfort zone is not a good indication of what your life could be like. Your comfort zone is just that, comfort. And perhaps there's things on the other side of your comfort zone that could positively influence your life, positively change your life. And it's something that doesn't come easily to Cancer placements, wherever that happens to be in your chart. But it is worth exploring, dear Cancer. So 2026 is your year to discover, to explore that side of yourself. Finally, we've got the agape, which gives us the same idea as the bridge in its reverse position. A separation between what we want and where we are. And the only way to discover if we can get over to that space of what we want is by doing it. And doing it even if you feel a little bit scared. Of course, you're a Cancer, so you're going to use good judgment. You're going to use your mind to make logical decisions. And I trust that you will keep yourself safe along the journey. But don't stop yourself from doing the things you really want to do just because they're a little bit scary. All right, dear Cancer, I know you didn't want to hear any of that, but anyways, if you would like to hear all of your 2026 predictions month by month, a full in-depth reading, please put your zodiac sign in the comments section below. One zodiac sign per person. And I will go ahead and do the full in-depth reading for you if I see your zodiac sign there, but please don't put all of your zodiac signs in one comment. Choose just one. I know you will, dear Cancer. You're a rule follower, which I love that about you. All right, moving on to our lion-hearted friends. Hello, dear Leos. How are you? Are you ready for 2026? Of course you are. You're ready for everything in life, aren't you? Yes. And oh, yes, the Spirit has stepped in with some very interesting cards for you, dear Leo. The first one I suppose I could talk about is Thanatos. 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 Which is talking about endings. Specifically, endings of life. But this card is significant of all types of endings. You know, we move through life in a cycle. So sometimes things are looking up and sometimes things are looking down. Sometimes things begin and sometimes things end. Sometimes things are born and sometimes things die. Am I right? And so for you, dear Leo, this is about accepting that life is not always on the up and up. This is about accepting that you may be on the precipice or the threshold for your second card of something more profound than where you are right at this exact moment. It's a year of getting a little bit serious and setting some more boundaries. Life isn't always about pleasure and the experience. It's sometimes about tightening in and getting a little bit serious with yourself, which just so happens to be your fourth card today. This is not a space that doesn't come easily to you, Leo. You are very, very positively attuned to what you offer to the world and showing up. In sidereal, I'm actually a Leo, so that's where I get my sort of like actory type charm, if you will, and my ability to use the presence that I have in order to make my words heard. And that is the same for you, Leo. It's the same for you. You excel at shining. You excel at showing the world who you are. But remember, it's not always sunshine and roses. It's not always the spotlight. It's not always the playbill. Sometimes the play has ended and the curtains are closed and that cycle of perhaps you were doing a lot of shows and you were really enjoying it, but that also ends, and then you are faced with spaces of loneliness at times, dear Leo. Those spaces of loneliness can't be skipped over, like when you want to skip the advertisements to get to the good stuff. It's like that. But the advertisements are there because somebody's got to pay for the content, right? And the same is sort of true. I don't really love advertisements, but I understand the importance of them. And for you, Leo, it's like life also pauses. And 2026 is shining so brightly, but also accepting that after, there are moments of quietude. There are moments of solitude. There are moments... And my phone just went off right as I said that. Very auspicious. And it was an advertisement of all things for Black Friday. Okay? Thanatos, the threshold. We're talking about being on the precipice of some deep inner work, Leo, wherever that is in your chart. And it is not something to fear. It is something to welcome. Because when you welcome it, you get to the real self. And you get to shine brighter than you had ever shone before. So yes, Leo, in the quiet, there is value. Thank you, dear Leos. If you would like me to do your 2026 predictions in detail, please put your zodiac sign in the comment section. Just put one zodiac sign, even if you know all of them, whichever one you'd be most interested in hearing. And I will go ahead and do the full in-depth readings for whatever zodiac signs I see in the comment section, okay? Thank you so much. And let's go ahead and move on to Virgo. That's me in Western astrology. And I just really love it. Okay, first of all, we've got the Starborn. This is to remind you, Virgo, that your value does not depend on how much you do for others. Your value does not depend on being a good little girl or a good little boy or a good little human. Your value does not depend on how much you give, and take care of others. Stop it. Just stop it. You cannot control them. And by trying to constantly take care of other people, you are trying to control them in a certain way. The fault line reminds us, Virgo, to give it up. Give it up. There will always be messes. Things will not always fit perfectly into their boxes, which is the other one here. Step outside the box. Step outside controlling. Step outside the nitpicking, because things will never be perfect. Perfection is unachievable. But something beautiful happens when you give up perfection, dear Virgo. And that is that you get to realize just exactly all of the magic that is within you. You are gifted, incredibly gifted, deeply gifted. And you have a lot to give. You have a lot to experience. And life wants to give you pleasure. Accept it. Accept that life is pleasurable sometimes, and that it's not always hard work. And that it's not always fitting things in and controlling them. There is also pleasure in the uncontrollable. Release control, release power over others, and just let be. Not only them, but also yourself. Let the messy parts of life be experienced. A sloppy kiss. Some pleasurable time with another. We get to experience these things, Virgo, which is why we're born. We're born with faults. Everybody has faults. Step outside of that rigid thinking and focus on the beautiful joy of life, the beautiful imperfection that you embody. You are imperfect, and I hate to break it to you. Or do I? I guess I am a Virgo. You are beautiful. You have so much to offer the world. The world has so much to offer you. So let's release the death grip just a little bit and let it flow. As much as whatever feels comfortable, Virgo? Nobody will tell you that you have to do anything else, okay? Dear Virgo, if you would like to see the complete 2026 predictions of your year ahead for your zodiac sign, then go ahead and put that you're a Virgo in the comments section that you'd like to see the 2026 predictions. This is a really awesome, really wonderful space for you to find out what's coming for you. And it's free. Just whoever comments, I'm going to upload the articles and or videos, whatever format you're experiencing this reading in. And then I'll tag you or whatever, or yeah. Okay? I don't know how it all will play out, but request it down there. Please request one zodiac sign per person. Thank you. All right, now we are moving on to Libra. The temple. The ring. Oh my goodness. The vision. Oh. The sword. The warrior. Okay. Well, Libra, you are giving a lot this year. Getting a lot this year. All right, there's a lot here about committing. Are we always constantly looking to appease? And this is why Libras get sort of a bad rap around the astrological world. And that's because sometimes we try too hard to people please, Libras. Or we try too hard to balance things, when sometimes a truth needs to be told. But the truth is not so far away from you, Libra. You are an air sign after all. And that's why I see in here the sword card. This is separating the truth from the lies. This is using your innate power not to find balance and harmony in all points of life, but to find justice and the truth. Libra, in its own way, is contradictory in its very essence, because it talks about the truth, but it also talks about harmony. And sometimes the truth causes disharmony. Don't be afraid of disharmony, Libra. Be afraid of not knowing the truth. The vision for your life that you have always wanted to experience is there. And you have the ability to do it. But you do need to step out of the balancing act. You aren't just harmonious all the time. You also are a strong and opinionated person. And you can like or dislike things without fear of backlash. You are the warrior. And it just so happens that the warrior card, which I equate very closely to Mars, and Mars, of course, is equated very closely to Aries, is your exact opposite. So it's talking about taking a little bit more, standing up for yourself a little bit more, and doing things in a fashion that is just a little bit more self-involved, and not in a bad way. We need to have a balance of doing things for others and doing things for ourselves. We need a balance of harmony and a balance of disharmony at times, because the disharmony allows for the truth to come through. And that is, although it's not always easy to feel it, Libra, that is one of your strengths. So be focused on that truth. That truth is what sets you free, cuts out all of the BS, and lets the true warrior come through. And that is how you achieve the vision of your life. Thank you very much, dear Libra. If you would like to have your full in-depth reading for 2026, go ahead and comment your zodiac sign below. And remember that it's totally free, and I'll do my best to tag you if I make it. But otherwise, make sure you're following. Yeah? All right, we are moving on to my favorite zodiac sign of all, which I don't say to all the zodiac signs. I would never do that. And you definitely shouldn't watch this whole video to see if I've said that they're my favorite zodiac sign to all the zodiac signs, because that would be weird. Yeah, definitely don't do that. I happen to be a Scorpio moon, and I love it, but I also find that I really love it. I love it so deeply that I love it double. I love it so much, but there is something that we need to know, Scorpio. Quit being so mean. You don't always have the answers, Scorpio. Sometimes you need a mentor. Sometimes you need somebody to help you through a tough situation. Sometimes you need to let yourself be led. Of course, it's in your nature not to trust completely. But the universe is saying that 2026 is your year to balance out that inability to trust with a little bit of extra love and trust for others and with others. There are people out there who can help you change your life in the way that you want it to be changed. And so you need to find the person that you know, that you like, that you trust, that you know can help you, and then give up a little bit of that control. Because part of what Scorpio energy is all about is control. And they don't get a lot of, it's not usually said like that in the astrology world. But it is a sort of control. With so much water influence and so much shadow, darkness influence, I think there's a type of tightly held boundaries around everything that is Scorpio. And sometimes we need to remember that there are people we can trust. My cat agrees. Cutie. And okay, also you've got Gnosis and you've got the Seed, which are both talking about new beginnings. Scorpio is all like death, death, death. Shadow, shadow, shadow. Sadness, sadness, sadness. Depth, depth, depth. And sometimes there can be hope in the dark, dear Scorpio. And I know that's not always easy to see or understand, but it is so beautiful to know that after the dark, there's a reason to hope, and 2026 is all about hope for you. You have a lot of unclaimed baggage. Not in the sense of... No, not unclaimed baggage. Unclaimed money. You know how that happens. People find $200 on the sidewalk, and they give it to the government, and they say, look, this was found with this person's... like a picture of their dog, and then you go to the unclaimed money office and you realize that you had lost $200 and there's a picture of your dog with it, and those were your $200 all along. It's just unclaimed brightness. It's unclaimed future, because we tend to create boundaries around the things that we want to protect, and that's completely normal. See? The universe agrees. Alarms are going off. You are able to start again. Ask for help. There's a lot within you if you would let it free. And I don't mean just enjoying the pleasurable parts of life. We get that, Scorpio. We understand. I also mean taking a little bit of action. You know, the type of cringy action that a Scorpio would never do. Is actually really cool and gets to open up new spaces for you to be yourself. When you do that thing that you're like, oh my God, if I did that and people saw it. And finally, you've got the Sustainer card. Remember that you are supported, Scorpio, and you are sustained along this path. There is brightness coming for you. I see very, it's, you can see on all of these cards, all of these little dots, the one in the middle here, of the Gnosis card. There are 2 on the Sustainer card. There is 1 in the Seed card, and they're all talking about your potential. And they're talking about the fact that you have a lot within you that is yet unexplored. And it's not the shadow. It's the new growth. It's that awkward stage when a seed is just starting to sprout out, and it needs to be cared for, and you need to pay attention to it, and it's not much yet, but there's so much potential. It's that awkward, cringy thing that you do that is going to a dance class for the first time. Yes, your 2 left feet, but that's only the first class, Scorpio. And don't worry, keep going, okay? Because by the end of the year, you'll be a dancing queen. Young and green, only 17. Dun, dun, dun. Rounding out this past reading for the Scorpios, please, dear Scorpio, if you would like to know what's coming for you in depth and would like me to do a full in-depth reading for Scorpio for 2026, go ahead and put your zodiac sign in the comment section. Please choose one zodiac sign per person. I know we all have many different zodiac signs that rule many different parts of our lives, but please be kind to me. I have limited energy, so put one zodiac sign, and whoever comments in the comment section, I will do that reading, and I will tag you later on or send it to you, however I need to do that. Okay, so please, I invite you to do that, and we're going to be moving on now to Sagittarius. The first card that I got for you today, Sagittarius babies, is the Anima Mundi card, and here's what the guidebook has to say about it. I find it very valuable. Anima Mundi epitomizes the principle, accept all, reject none. Simply put, it is the living soul of the world in all its multifaceted, multidimensional layers, bonded together by a living cosmic forces. Diversity is celebrated, multiplicity is honored, and nothing is denied embrace. Constructs of separation dissipate into the wonderful mess of the shared consciousness. Anima Mundi is the link between the literal and the imaginal, the rational and the mythic. It is the connective fiber that makes life meaningful, and my cat really loves this for you, Sag. Say hello. You will awaken the unique light within and witness how this light contributes to the radiance of the entire universe. I find that there are two different types of Sagittariuses. Sagittarii? Some, and I know a lot of Sagittariuses. A lot. There are so many in my family, it's not even funny. Although it is kind of funny, yeah, actually. Some are very, very open, very, very receptive. And some are very, very closed and very, very unreceptive. Can you find a balance, dear Sagittarius? Which category do you fall into? And if you're watching this video, you're probably more on the receptive side, as skeptical Sagittariuses don't tend to click on my YouTube videos. Say, I lost all my teeth, and I'm an old lady, and I just want you Sagittarius to know that I am here. Yes, I'm here. My name is Lily. The second card that we got in for you today was the Venom, Sagittarius. So it's talking about the poison that's in your life and learning to root it out and find the cause of it. The Castle has come in its reverse position. Don't be afraid of hierarchy. Don't be afraid of structure. That's not always your strong suit, but it is something that can bring you in whatever way feels acceptable to you, because I know you don't like structure. I know. I'm aware. In whatever way feels acceptable to you at this time, implicate yourself in the structured manifestation of your daily activities. If Sagittarius happens to be in your career line, you don't have to get a traditional job, okay? I know you don't want to, but please set a schedule for yourself. Put some standards of operation. That's it. Thank you. Anima Mundi is here telling you that you're not only accepting this really strict side of life, but you're also accepting the flowy side of life. You're also accepting the strict side of life. Be strict with yourself sometimes. It's not going to kill you. It'll actually be pretty good for you, Sag. It'll be good for you. Look, she agrees. Okay? You have the ability to see deeply into 2026 and see what has been harming you and see what thoughts and beliefs and just negative, like venom. That's what the card is, the Venom card. It's been circulating through your system, telling you you can't do something, telling you you can't be something, but you can. You can do and be and have whatever you want. If you want to be a millionaire, do it. You deserve it, Sagittarius. You deserve it. Be a little stricter with yourself to make those things a reality. And if you're on the stricter side of the Sagittarius people, remember that life is to be enjoyed just as much as it needs to be strict. Okay? Life is to be enjoyed as well. And so as much as you are really protecting yourself and always on the defense, remember that you also can put your arrow down, your bow and arrow down, and welcome in a little bit of vulnerability. I know you don't want to, Sagittarius, but give it a try. All right, Sagittarius, if you would like to have your full 2026 in-depth reading, please comment your zodiac sign below. One zodiac sign per person. I know you all have many zodiac signs. Your sun, your moon, your rising, blah, blah, blah. But I would like to do one per person, and I will post it in the same place that you are reading or listening or watching this now. So you will get access to it, but you just need to let me know that that is what you would like me to do, okay? Thank you so, so much, Sagittarius. And we're going to go ahead and move on to Capricorn. That was an evil laugh. The Father. Ooh, yikes. So much energy around this Capricorn. Don't, just stop. No, I'm kidding, okay? You guys are my favorite. You guys are my favorite, okay? And I don't say that to all the zodiac signs. And definitely don't go listening around the entire video to see if I've said that to all the zodiac signs, because I didn't. And it wouldn't be it wouldn't be a good use of your time, basically. Yeah, okay. The Father card has come in its reverse position. Capricorn, don't take things so seriously. I know the moment you were born, you were like, how long is it until I can start planning for retirement, right? But it also can come in the form of controlling the self and being really strict with how you communicate with yourself and kind of being mean to the self at times. This can happen in Capricorn energy because it is truthfully a very motherly type of energy, but only when it's nicely expressed. And here we also have the Maiden, which is the precursor to the Maiden, Mother, Crone movement. And the Maiden is the space in which we are accepting relief. We are taking care of ourselves, because what happens, Capricorn, with you, your energy, and I see this all the time, it's like we build. We're doing the right thing. We're doing everything right. We're following the rules. We're acting the right way. We're getting in the car on time to go to work. But it's so stressful that we're not releasing the stress, and then we get to a point where it turns into addiction. And it turns into, how do I blow off this steam in the worst possible way for my body? And I think the idea here, Capricorn, is stop and pause before you get to that space. I promise you that if you rest, you will be taking way better care of yourself than if you were to just keep going and holding on tightly and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. Okay, that is the space that invites difficulty in relating with the self, and also accepting that you are a vulnerable person with limits and boundaries to what you can achieve in this lifetime, in the day, right? Listen, I know you're a powerhouse. I know, I've seen it. I know what Capricorn energy is like. And I know that you can keep going for a very long time. It's almost inhuman. And it's also a bit inhumane, if you will, because you are human. And you do need to rest, Capricorn. And that's what this year is about, okay? You can achieve a lot, and you're no longer in this small womb type of space. You are blossoming into something that is so much more just beautifully expressed, like a flower opening, and when you watch a flower unfurl and open its petals, you're in awe of that. And that is what you offer to the world, Capricorn, but it doesn't always happen, and it's not every single day. You have to go through periods of sickness, part of the human experience. Sometimes you're just tired that day, and it's okay to rest, okay? Because if you're like stressing out your plants, they won't grow, right? Look at my pretty plants. That's how you should feel, Capricorn. Water yourself. Take care of yourself. Google, what does this brown leaf mean? And go to the doctor. You don't have to be in charge of everything all the time. It'll be okay. Yes, Capricorn, it will be okay. Capricorn, if you would like me to give you the full 2026 experience, the in-depth reading of all the months from January to December, directly based on your zodiac sign, please comment Capricorn in the comments section. One zodiac sign per person, and I will be reading whatever zodiac signs I get in the comments. If I get 0, I'll do 0. If I get all 12, I'll do all 12. Okay? Moving on, Aquarius. Okay. One more. Okay. Love this for you. Never forget this, Aquarius. You can do things. You can do things. You don't have to just accept the way life is. You can stand up for what you believe in. You can stand up for yourself. You can be the center of attention. You can put strong boundaries around what you do. You can tell people no. Huh? There's this sense that life is chaotic for Aquarius energy. And I'm an Aquarius rising, so I know this. I also there are a lot of Aquarians in my family, like an absurd amount. And I've had many Aquarius, like a lot of contact with this zodiac sign. And you guys are my favorite, but I definitely don't say that to all the zodiac signs. So don't go watching through this whole video to see if I've said that to every zodiac sign, okay? You're my favorite, for real. I feel like Lily is she's like my, I don't know. She's like my assistant reader. She sits in here to add her 2 cents. Okay, the storm, not everything is chaos all the time, and the universe isn't chaos all the time, and it's not this absurd void of emotion or meaning. There is meaning to life, and make those things concrete, make them real. You don't have to just go with the flow. You don't have to. You can stop the flow, and you can say, no, flow, no thank you, I will not go. Okay? You deserve to have the things that you want, and you can do it. You don't have to just this is life, so I accept it as it is. You can be like, no, life, I don't want that. Try again. No, thank you. I'm important. You can be loud. You can take up space, Aquarius. All right, the last card that I've got for you today is the Kairos card. Let me see if I can find it in here. All right, I'm going to read a little bit from this. We have all had the experience of timelessness, of life beyond the ticking clock. It may be felt as time standing still, slow motion, or losing track of time on a walk or in a lovely conversation. This is known as mythic time, and it is the territory of Kairos. This card suggests that there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. This is so you, Aquarius. What the heck? This is perfect. Within this non-linear realm, we access divine timing. A single moment ripens with auspiciousness, and our actions change the trajectory of our whole life. This time becomes a living thing that watches over us and tells us precisely when to speak or act. When this card appears, it is all about patience and precision. No clock can guide you. Wait for the rush of inner knowing and not a moment longer. Do the thing, Aquarius. Do the thing. You want to be a deep sea welder. That's not for anybody in particular, but if you happen to be listening to this, you know who you are. You can be a deep sea welder or a small town baker. You can bake all the cakes your heart desires. Dear Aquarius? You can dive to the depths of the ocean, but you have to. You must. You must choose. You can't be everything, everywhere, all the time. You can't have no opinion. You can't go with the flow. You are wired for real social justice, real change. Whether that's on a personal level or a big societal level, depends on where you are in your life path, how old you are, what you've already accomplished. But I promise you, Aquarius, if you don't try to accomplish anything, you won't accomplish anything. And so this 2026 is your year to accomplish something that is dear to your heart, to be the center of attention, to take the stage, to try on the deep sea welder mask, to dive to the depths of the sea, to start your own bakery if you want to. Mojate. As they say here in Spain, mojate, choose something. Will do you good. Thank you, dear Aquarius. And remember, if you would like me to go ahead and do your full 2026 reading from January to December, looking at it on a month-by-month basis, you may put your zodiac sign in the comments below. I will only do the full in-depth readings for the zodiac signs that I see in the comments below, and I will only do one zodiac sign per person. So do not put all your zodiac signs. I know you have a rising sign. I know you have a sun sign. I know you have a moon sign. I know you have a Venus sign, and I know all of that, but I want one sign from one person, okay? Thank you, dear Aquarius. You got this, baby. And now, to our eternal endings, Pisces. Pisces, I love you. You love yourself. Are you being too serious? Are you not being serious enough? Not everything is about the tear. The tear is your strength. Emotional expression is your strength. But also, it comes with the territory of being a little loosey-goosey sometimes, which is a good thing. Yes, dear Pisces, it's a good thing to step outside the boundaries and lay on your living room floor and color mandalas. I love that for you. But I must remind you, Pisces, that you should make a plan and stick to it. You should have some boundaries. You should have some space in your life. And remember that when you plan things, you should follow that plan. Like if your past life, it could be your past life, who knows. But if past you made a plan and said, do this, Pisces, do this. They had a reason for doing that. You sat down, you thought it out. And therefore it's important to you. And it's important to your existence, okay? Laugh it off, Pisces. You're too serious. All those emotions running around in your head. Do something fun. Do something lighthearted. And not everything is about emotional depth. Sometimes things have other purposes in our lives, and we don't always have to think like, oh, what is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of this? We don't have to care so deeply about everything that happens to us, dear Pisces. Yes, we're always flowing, but also get strict and serious. A little bit of that will go a long way in your life, okay, Pisces? This year is about you lightening up and having fun and enjoying your life and doing it at every single opportunity. There's too much for you carrying around. It's not happy. It's not fun. And you're meant to have fun and enjoy your life. And I don't mean going into excess. I don't mean drinking till you're blue in the face. I mean going to a comedy show sober. Going to a comedy show, dressing up silly and getting with your friends. You know, dressing like your favorite 80s movie star and jumping around and making videos about it for TikTok. Dear Pisces, the messiness is your forte. Not everybody has that. And I know it sounds like, oh, Pisces are so messy, but I promise you it's not like that. I'm a Virgo. I would understand more than anything the value of Pisces, because Virgo and Pisces are opposite each other. Okay, so I know what it means to be so tightly bound that you can't enjoy the pleasure and just the existence of humanity. Humanity is sloppy and gross and real and slimy and slippery all the time. You're good at that, and I don't take that away from you. The last one is Aletheia, the truth. And this is for you, Pisces 2026. Our soul recognizes the truth when someone speaks it. A cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of Aletheia. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize Aletheia by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. Be an advocate. I added that part. Let me continue with the book. The Aletheia card requires us to step toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your vital energy. Thank you. Health and a sense of belonging in the world. My heart weeps for you, Pisces. I've seen a lot of Piscean pain. Truth has its own wings. Set it free. I've seen a lot of Piscean pain, and I don't underestimate the pain and the trauma. I don't underestimate it. I know that there's bits in your life. The thing is that you can't let it always take over, and you have to also remember the times that you've gotten yourself to laugh or to just shrug it off. Lighthearted. Yes. And the truth will set you free, Pisces. This is so important for you for 2026. Being true and honest with yourself. Okay, Pisces? I love you. You're my favorite zodiac sign. And definitely don't watch the whole video, because I definitely did not say that to all the zodiac signs. Only to you, I swear. Okay. Alrighty, Pisces. If you would like me to do the full 2026 in-depth reading from January to December, please go ahead and comment in the comment section your zodiac sign. Pisces. Put it in there. I will only do the full in-depth readings for those who are requesting them. And so if I don't get a Pisces request, I'm not going to do the reading, because why would I? And please only comment one zodiac sign. Yes, I know you have many in your chart. And I would be happy to do all 12, but I would like each person to be personally invested in order for me to also be personally invested in creating it for you. So that's that, Pisces. I love you. I love you all. Thank you so much for listening today, everybody. And I will see you in 2026. Make sure you check out the links below. And I would highly recommend to any of you to go ahead and check out the Mystic membership. It's a membership that I'm launching now in December. We're rounding up the founding members, and then we're going to get really going in 2026. December is sort of reserved for preparing our goals and what we're going to do. But what it is it's a very high touch spiritual guidance space for a very low price in comparison to what it would be to have like a one-on-one private reading with me. And it's the space where we also build a community around spiritual growth and spiritual, spiritual ascension, spiritual awakening. That's right. And so it's a space where you put your goals, you put your dreams, you put your vision for your future, and we set real goals around it, and then we just encourage each other to get them done. Okay? I do readings like this to remind you of what kinds of energy you should be paying attention to, what kinds of mindset things would be holding you back. And that is so powerful, I promise. Just imagine what you could do with that kind of support for a year. And the prices are really low so that I can fill up and make sure that there is a really good community where we will be there too. So she's just an old lady. She says, "Stop calling me an old lady." All right, I will see you guys hopefully in the Mystic membership. But if not, you can also check out free ways of experiencing more of this work, and that is through the Dear Tarot podcast. The Dear Tarot podcast is a podcast that I produce about once a month, and I know I should be, it's coming soon, I promise. And in that podcast, we answer real listener questions, and people can submit their questions for free, including you. So if that's interesting to you, that's another option for continuing to hang out in our space. Me and Lily. Yeah. Bye, everybody. See you next time.